So the topic of discussion today is unboxing frictionless marketplace reconciliation, a merchant's playbook to accurate payouts. We have an incredible line of speakers today who will share their expertise and insights on mastering the art of marketplace reconciliation. We have Puneet Gupta with us, who is the CEO of EasyEcom. With his visionary leadership, Puneet has revolutionized the complete e-commerce landscape, making it easier for e-commerce businesses to manage their operations seamlessly. I hope I'm audible.
Yes, you're audible. Your slide did not change.
Okay. Apart from Puneet, we have Nikhil Rishi with us, who is the implementation partner at EasyEcom and CEO in Circo Technologies. Nikhil brings a wealth of experience helping multiple e-commerce businesses in implementing effective strategies and leverage technology for optimum results for their supply chain and overall from business perspective as well. Along with Nikhil and Puneet, I have Ashwini Kumar with us, who is finance manager at Assembly Luggage. He brings a lot of experience in finance domain, and he will share his practical insights from his hands-on experience in managing financial operations in fast-paced e-commerce environment. Apart from all these experienced people, I'm also here. I am Senior Director, Business Development at EasyEcom. Together, we will explore innovative solutions and actionable strategies to achieve accurate payouts and streamline your financial operations. So let's get started. Let's deep dive into the complete e-commerce landscape, how it is functioning at the moment. Let's look at that. So right now, our e-commerce business in India stands at about $110 billion of GMV, which is approximately 9 lakh crores, right? It's pretty huge. And it's growing even more rapidly. It is expected that it will reach a value GMV of $350 billion by 2030, amounting to nearly 28 lakh crores, more than 28 lakh crores, with a CAGR of approximately 18% year on year. Right now, it was recently a survey was conducted, and it was figured out that right now the complete e-commerce landscape contributes to 7% of country's total retail, which is, of course, a very huge number, with e-commerce having started about 2 decades back only. But there are few industries where it is growing much rapidly, like in electronics, it has already crossed 30%. In apparels and in footwear category, it has already crossed 20%. Now, people are preferring to buy online rather than offline, and the trend is going to go upwards, and it is expected to reach about 40% by 2030. Which is a huge number, and it is expected that everyone's business will keep on growing, and we will have about 50 crore shoppers by 2030 in India alone. And along with that, a lot of new e-commerce sellers will also come in. But there is a bigger challenge that everyone is missing out, or I can say most of the people are missing out. In the starting, people don't look at the reconciliation, where they end up losing approximately 2.5 to 4% of their GMV. Due to payment mismatches and return-related challenges, right? Which is the point of focus today. In India, right now, there are about 12 lakh sellers online, and out of which there are 2 lakh active sellers who contribute to about $110 billion of GMV, which we discussed earlier as well, right? If we calculate it overall, average seller loses about 8 lakh rupees of revenue everywhere due to these reconciliation issues, which include marketplace payments and return related issues as well. If let's say if we talk about a average seller for a perspective, right? If anyone has a 1 crore GMV a month, they face a mismatch of approximately 48 lakh rupees a year. That nearly contributes to the revenue of half a month for any e-commerce seller. That's a pretty big number, right? So this needs to be corrected. If this is not addressed, then this might take many companies into losses, and this is actually the profit figure or on a gross level for many of the companies initially, right? So if it is not addressed, the businesses will shut down eventually. So this is the burning problem at the moment as well. So To deep dive into these issues, we conducted a survey amongst the attendees today, and we reached out to a lot of other significant e-commerce players in the industry. And we figured out we had a few takeaways for us, which could help us in taking the discussion forward and finding the right solution for ourselves. So the biggest challenge that we face today, as per you guys, is the complexity of reports. It is very difficult for any e-commerce seller to get into these reports. There are multiple reports in which they have to figure out the solution. There are oftenly people face information mismatches between reports, which makes it difficult for everyone to analyze the kind of losses that they're making from their e-commerce business. The second biggest pain point is the amount of time that everyone spends. About 60% of the sellers that we spoke to, they spend more than 100 hours a month just on these reconciliation issues. And there are about more than 26% of sellers who are spending more than 200 hours, right? They have put dedicated manpower to solve these challenges, and still they are losing money because they don't have the right system in place. They haven't leveraged the technology yet in the right way, due to which they need this course correction. Third significant input that came out of the survey was that on an average, every seller, as we discussed earlier as well, on an average, a seller is losing about 2 to 4% of their GMV due to these reconciliation challenges, right? And there are many sellers who are losing more than 5%, and in some cases, in some rare scenarios, about 10% of GMV as well due to these issues, which is a very, 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 very big number. When they put the manual effort, like we discussed earlier, they're putting 100 hours of work, they're putting 200 hours of work to solve these reconciliation challenges, and then they file the claim as well. Still, they face a significant amount of claim rejection out of these issues. About 50% of the e-commerce businesses are facing a claim rejection of more than 5%, whereas more than 25% of these companies are facing claim rejection of more than 10%. Right? Having a business of 1 crore a month, then losing out overall 48 lakh in terms of reconciliation issues, then filing these claims and still losing out on the money, right? This is definitely meant to be the pain point today, right? And the companies that we spoke to, only few companies, very few companies, just 9.6%, 6-7% of the companies have a proper software to deal with these issues. They have found the technical solution to solve this thing, whereas rest of the e-commerce sellers are mainly relying on the manual effort, or they have put the dedicated manpower to solve this thing, where there are automated solutions to completely solve this piece. To get into the details of these technical solutions or how to solve it, we have Nikhil Rishi, the expert on this matter. So I'll welcome Nikhil Rishi. Over to you.
Thank you, Piyush. Hi, good evening, everyone. So, Piyush, it has been a very, very insightful discussion so far, insightful inputs which you shared with us. And, when you see those numbers and you remember from where you started, you get into a mode of thinking that, boss, what I have achieved so far, what I need to do to achieve my vision. And when I see those numbers, those problems, I find them to be an obstacle, a hurdle into achieving my vision of making my brand or my e-commerce company a successful one. So, let's go back to how we all started. When we thought of, selling on any marketplace, we first figure out the product. We figure out the product positioning. We even figure out the product branding, that, okay, this is how we are going to brand our product. This is how we are going to have the label, etc., sorted, everything sorted. Let's have a website. Let's start listing on the marketplaces. We did that. Then we had performance marketers, because we were not getting traffic. We were not getting sales. We bought in performance marketers. We bought in the experts. We got into advertisements. We got into, building our online presence. The traffic. We started getting orders. The moment you started getting orders, you figured out, okay, now I need to fix my inventory management also, warehouse management also, and all those things. You called up EasyEcom. EasyEcom people came in, help you fix all those inventory, warehouse, order management, shipping management things, and you're sorted. You okay, boss? Now everything is sorted. Now I'm good to go. But there is one more very important aspect, which is eating your bottom line slowly, and which will take a huge toll on your business as your volumes keep on increasing. Now, what are those things? What are the things which you overlooked? What are the things which you neglected? I'll use a better word. I call it neglected, because we neglected. Your bottom line is taking a hit as your volume increases because you neglected the marketplace overcharges. Because you never thought that the marketplaces can deduct extra money from your commissions or extra money from your payouts also. You did not focus upon reconciling or the payment receivables. How much money did you receive and how much is that you did not receive in the stipulated SLA which the marketplace gave you? You never focused upon return reconciliation. Okay, you focused upon returns, but were you able to report your return issues to the marketplaces in time? No. Forget about reporting. Sometimes some businesses spend a lot of time and energy into inverting their returns into their warehouse. So that's a different story altogether about reconciling the returns. And as a result, you miss out onto the SLA adherences for reporting payment and return repo issues, which cumulatively results into a substantial unidentified loss. I'll repeat, all these things conclude into substantial losses which go unidentified during a larger part of your journey when you are building your e-commerce business. And why do they get unidentified? Not because you're a bad businessman, because there are a lot of problems about doing these activities. There are a lot of manual effort, like you shared, into doing these activities. Now let's understand what are the sort of common challenges into the current e-commerce landscape. You know, all the GAN, but boss, where I'm actually losing money. Let's talk about leakages and overcharges bucket. What happens there? You have overcharges and leakages in shipping charges, into your marketplace commissions, into your return charges. I've seen cases where a marketplace charged a customer for the return 2 times. Now, if you're being charged twice and you're not able to identify that I was overcharged the first time, forget about finding that you were charged the return charges twice, right? So this is a huge bucket which you need to focus on. Next is inability to know the real-time status of your returns. How many of your returns? Okay, so you know how does it work? You fulfilled an order. The order got delivered. You get an email from the marketplace. A return has been initiated. After a few days, you get another email. The return has been delivered to you. But the return has not been delivered. You have those 100 returns into your warehouse, and you're not able to find out how many of those so-called delivered returns have not been delivered to you, and how many of those so-called not delivered returns have been lost in transit by your last mile partner or your marketplace. So this is another very important bucket which you need to focus on if we talk of the current challenges the e-commerce landscape is facing. Now, Nikhil, good, chill. We are great thing. Piyush and you have given us good insights. You told us the challenges. Now tell us what should we do. Let's talk about what shall we do about it. What can be done about it? See, you have to do 3 things. Fundamental 3 things. Number 1, stay on top of the every order that you dispatched. वो सारे orders की tracking रखिए जो आपने dispatch कर दी है. Number 2, keep a tab on your accounting books and tally every payment which you receive from the marketplace. Payment आया नहीं आया? Did we get the payment in time or not? Are all my orders paid or not? You need to identify all those things. If you do that, you are sorted. The third very important thing which you need to do is stay in touch with all your account managers at your marketplaces and call them up, send an email. You ask them that whether the returns have been delivered or not, what happened with the returns, keep a track of all your returns in transit, delivered returns. So guys, you have to take care of these three fundamental things to avoid getting into those bigger pie numbers which Piyush was talking about. Now, is this possible? Anybody into the chat window which you have, how many of you think that managing such high volume with your growing business, managing all these three things manually, you are successful at? Into your question and answer windows, can you tell me how many of you think that we are sorted? We are doing it manually and we are sorted. That was the response which I expected. Nobody said that we are sorted. We are into a huge problem, boss. It is not humanly possible to manage this volume, to do all those reconciliation, be that your payments and returns manually. So now we introduce you EasyReco. EasyReco is a reconciliation product from EasyEcom. I repeat, EasyReco is a reconciliation product from EasyEcom, which is going to help you in all these three buckets. Like you see the matrix onto your screen, the first bucket is the overcharges at order level. We keep a track of each and every order which gets dispatched from your warehouse, which gets dispatched from your facility, be that from your own warehouse or from marketplace warehouse or from third-party warehouse. You get insights into the leakages which are happening at shipping charges, commissions, etc. You can set rules to pinpoint overcharges based on the marketplace rate cards. Hello? Marketplace rate cards. Is anybody able to recall that promise called rate card? That this is what you will get. A prominent name in a marketplace in the industry has that calculator which is called Kitna Milega calculator, which is based on your rate card. Kitna mila, वो कोई नहीं बताता. वो आपको खुद figure out करना. You have to figure out आपको कितना मिला. So when you use EasyReco, you get tracking of all the things vis-a-vis your rate card at order level. The next very important aspect is returns reco and lost returns reco. You can monitor the status of your every return. You can avoid avoid losing money into your in-transit returns or the returns which have never reached your warehouse. Boss, that's money. We need to recover that money. Where is that army which is helping you recover that money? And that army is with EasyReco, right? The third very important bucket is the order level reconciliation. Order level reconciliation of your complete charges, right from marketplace commissions to your logistic fees to your COD charges, and get to know final status of all your orders that, okay, this is my profit and loss. All these three things are addressed into this product, which we call as EasyReco. So guys, what does this mean for your business? It looks good, but what sort of impact are you going to get onto your business? The fundamental thing which you are going to gain is cost saving in terms of the number of hours you are going to spend into automating the generation of the actionable data. Forget about raising a claim. You spend a lot of time into generating those reports which have to be submitted into the claims. So you're going to save money, not only from the money which you are going to recover from the marketplaces, but from the time you spent into generating those reports and generating that data. You get better business operational visibility. When we talk of the returns, when we talk of how much is in your lost in transit, which you're not able to recover, and how much returns have been received into your warehouse. Eventually, using all these things, you get better operational visibility and control. Eventually, you can then work upon how to assimilate those losses and maybe move your selling price up and down. Unless and until you have data, and mind you, this is a very, very important aspect of calculating what your selling price should be, the losses which you may incur. Once you have the data, you'll be doing enhanced and easier decision making for your e-commerce business. So now, very quickly, I'll share my screen and give you a quick glimpse into what EasyReco looks like. So when you log on to EasyReco, this is a dashboard which you get to see, which will help you get all the numbers on your fingertips. Through the cumulative numbers which you see into dashboard, you will get to know into a very, very quick overview that what and how your business is running in terms of reconciliations. Through the bar charts, you get to understand a lot of more things of how your reconciliation is working, what is the actual profit, your expected profit, and all those things. Next, let us talk about the rate card. So the rate cards get configured into EasyReco. The rate cards are let that be the Amazon SKU cost or the Amazon commission referral card, and shipping card, refund fee, closing fee, all those things marketplace wise get configured into the system so that it can be a benchmark for the system to give you insights. So once you have your marketplaces integrated, you have EasyEcom, EasyReco working in tandem with your EasyEcom account, you have your rate card configured, that is when the magic comes in picture. The data from EasyEcom of all the orders which you process seamlessly flows into EasyReco. Somebody asked me that, we download that MTR report from marketplace and all those reports. Do we need to upload all those reports into EasyReco manually? Because we have been doing that from ages. No. All the payment reports get automatically populated, imported into EasyReco, marketplace-wise. In the payments which you have received from any FT and other transaction, if you are having a channel, where you are getting manual payments, you can import them also into EasyReco. So the moment the orders come in, you have the payments data, the magic starts happening, which is onto your screen. What did we see here? We have few tabs here: reconcile, payment awaited, dispute overcharge, dispute claim. The orders which have been reconciled at the payment level automatically get into the reconcile tab. Here you can see what are your charges based on your rate card. What are the expected charges for this order based on your rate card and the geography of where the order is being delivered. And then you also get to know what is the reimbursed amount. Now, when you get to know what is the reimbursed amount, you are able to see how much money at order level you have made vis-a-vis your rate card. In case there is a dispute or an overcharge, the same order will reflect into your dispute overcharge tab as well. And into the payment awaited tab, you get to see all those orders. You get to see all those orders for which you have not received the payments. And for the orders which you have, which should go into the dispute, they come into the dispute tab. And when you raise the claim, you can mark them as dispute for the ones which for dispute has been raised. And once you receive the money, they come into the dispute claim tab here, which we see. So here you get to see order level detailing of each and every order which has been dispatched from your warehouse. Next, let's talk about returns. Into the returns, you get to see marketplace-wise detailing of all the returns into certain buckets. All returns, disputed returns, in transit, for which we have raised the claim, for which the returns, sometimes there are in transit returns which get delivered to you after some time and they go into the resolved bucket. And sometimes you raise a claim for those returns which have not been delivered to you. So in a gist, you get to see all the data related to your return reconciliation bifurcated into certain buckets so that you can take some actions. So this is the direct actionable data which is available to you. Next, very quickly, see about the profit analysis. See, fundamentally, when you talk about profit analysis, you got to see that profit analysis onto dashboard. Then you got to see profit analysis into the the order level also. But this tab into EasyReco gives you a profit analysis SKU wise. This gives you a profit analysis SKU wise.
6 लोग हैं अभी अब आया मुझे एक्सेस कप ऑफ तो वेरी
I think we have some disturbance from somewhere.
Varun, can you please mute yourself?
Sure. Right. So this was a quick overview of how the product operates. A very quick overview, a demo of the product, how it looks, and what sort of data you get to see and where you get to see. You can get in touch with our reconciliation experts, the reconciliation consultants which we have in-house, and they can help you identify all these things, set up the product for you, and do all sort of analysis for you into the product and helping you identify those things. So now, very quickly, let's get on to the second part of the webinar, where Piyush, if you could have the slides.
I hope my screen is visible now.
Great. So guys, before we move to the part where we have onto your screen, you'd see a couple of testimonials which we have from our customers. Mohit from Swiss Beauty, who takes care of their finance, shared that now they can verify the reductions, they can expedite the claim settlement, and verify the RTV percentages also using EasyReco. Pankaj from Unipolis shared that EasyEcom, EasyReco has been a miracle worker. And I find it very insightful that he's saying that when he says miracle worker, that means he's able to replace his people or reduce the workforce which he must be spending on for doing the reconciliation. And they are driving sales by 2.5x now because they have those insights available. Before we move forward, I'd like to call in Mr. Puneet Gupta, CEO of EasyEcom, to share his insights, share his understanding of why reconciliation and how EasyReco is placed and how it can help our consumers. We have Puneet here.
I think we can move ahead.
I think there's some connectivity issue at Puneet's end. Right. So guys, now very quickly have a look, at a couple of testimonials, more testimonials which we received. Piyush. Piyush, we are not able to hear them. We'll share the links of these testimonials with our audience into the question and answer window. I think you can share those links. They're not audible here. Now, very quickly, let's move on to the next section. And we have with us Ashwini, whom you are seeing on your screen. Which Ashwini is the manager finance at Assembly. Assembly is a brand which is focused on luggage, and they were founded in 2018. They have, and I have a couple of their products at my home. Fantastic products. They, I also saw them in Shark Tank India season 3. So Ashwini brings, a lot of experience at Assembly, where he has, a 6+6 plus years of experience into accounting, reconciliation, audits, and he has also worked with a couple of brands before, and he brings all those insights at assembly and now into this session. Ashwini. Hi Ashwini, how are you doing?
Hi.
So glad to
Good. What about you?
I'm doing awesome. Thank you. So Ashwini, we are glad to have you here, and those quick 15-20 seconds of that video which we saw, we were able to see the happiness which EasyReco is bringing into your daily work. So very quickly, for the sake of our audiences, I'll request you to share your journey with EasyReco so far. How the journey has been so far.
If I talk about the journey, it was a great. If I talk about before the 3 months, that means मैं अगर मार्च से पहले की बात करूं, it was very crucial. That means कि we were blind कि कहाँ से start करना है, हमें समझ में नहीं आ रहा. ओपन बिल रेगुलर बढ़ रहे हैं. मंथली मेरी बढ़ती जा रही है डेटर्स के पास. आप जैसे हम क्लेम रेज करते हैं, डिनाई कर रहे हैं मल्टीपल रीजंस के साथ. एंड वी वर वेरी इन डायलेमा कि क्या करना है, कहाँ से स्टार्ट करना है, क्या करना है. वो बोल रहे हैं डिलीवर हो गया है, रिटर्न्स हमारे वेयर हाउस में नहीं है. या तो फिर हमारे पास एक रीजन है कि एक स्टेप ये था कि हम 1 बाय 1 ऑर्डर देखते चलें कि किस दिन क्या आ रहा है और उनके पास जाएं कि भाई आज ये वाला नहीं आया, भाई आज ये वाला नहीं आया. बट इट वाज नॉट पॉसिबल प्रैक्टिकली. सो एंड the EasyCom, one of the person of EasyCom suggested me EasyReco. Then I take the demo and it was great. फिर मैंने start किया March, I think this March I started with EasyReco, and then I started generated the report weekly and raising the claim, and now अब हमारा काफी लॉस कम हो गया है इसके लिए. And the best part is that कि ये real time होता है जो मैंने कहा. एंड उस टाइम हमारा रियल टाइम कुछ भी नहीं था क्योंकि रिपोर्ट जनरेट होती नहीं थी. अमेजोन से फ्लैक्स की तो बिल्कुल नहीं होती, हमें पता ही नहीं क्या चल रहा है मार्केट में. तो that is good, and it is a silent poison. If talk about the returns, it is a silent poison for a company, for an organization. And our company is all around just startup, so we were not able to bear that kind of loss. तो EasyReco ने काफी सपोर्ट किया. अगर तो
अश्विनी, आपने बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट बात कही, रिटर्न जो एक साइलेंट पॉइजन होते हैं. मेरे हिसाब से वो स्टार्टअप्स की, ई-कॉमर्स ब्रांड्स की, even grow, some large scale businesses also, they struggle at identifying that it's a silent poison. आपने बात कही कि भाई पहले हमको पता नहीं लगता था कि वो बढ़ता जा रहा है, कैसे आइडेंटिफाई करें. तो आपकी जो स्ट्रगल, और आई कैन वेरी मच रिलेट विद यू. आई हैव माई सेल्फ रन एन ई-कॉमर्स ब्रांड. आई कैन वेरी मच रिलेट विद यू कि भाई वो लेवल पर आना कि रिपोर्टिंग के बाद कुछ एक्शनेबल निकल कर आए जिसका क्लेम रेज करे, वहां तक पहुंचना ही अपने आप में एक मेजर स्ट्रगल होती है.
करेक्ट. तो आइडेंटिफिकेशन ही एक मतलब एक पूरा एक टास्क था. अगर मैं एक रिपोर्टिंग की बात करूं तो मार्केट प्लेसेस की रिपोर्टिंग इतनी एक्यूरेट नहीं होती. यू नो वेरी वेल एज यू आर यूजिंग मार्केट प्लेसेस. तो इसके आउटपुट जो EasyReco की आउटपुट थी, दैट वाज ग्रेट. मींस अश्विनी, एटलीस्ट मुझे स्टार्टिंग पॉइंट मिला कि मैं स्टार्ट कहां से कर सकता हूं.
बिल्कुल. अश्विनी, अगर जैसे आप you take care of the complete the finance at assembly, अगर हम फंडामेंटली बात करें कि जो लोग फाइनेंस में काम कर रहे हैं ई-कॉमर्स कंपनीज के अंदर, उनको टॉप 3 ऐसी कौन सी चीजें हैं जिनके बारे में उनको ध्यान रखना चाहिए, वो क्या होंगी जिससे कि हमारी बॉटम लाइन हिट ना हो?
वो सबसे पहले तो रिटर्न्स मेन, क्योंकि हमारा एक यही प्रोडक्ट हम सेल कर रहे हैं. अगर वो ही हमारा एक लीकेज रहेगा तो वी कैन नॉट सर्वाइव एनी मोर फॉर ए लॉन्ग टाइम. करेक्ट. सेकंड है लिटिल बिट चार्जेस. जो आपने एक बात कहा था कि एक चार्जेस होते हैं, शिपिंग चार्जेस, वो डबल यूज करते हैं. मैंने देखा उनको. एक करेक्ट, ये बात आपकी सही है, लेकिन वो एक स्मॉल चार्जेस वो, लेकिन बाद में जाकर एक बड़ा बन जाएगा. जब हमको पता चलेगा कि
SIP है, वो SIP है,
SIP है, करेक्ट, नेगेटिव SIP है वो। करेक्ट 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 करेक्ट। ये तो ये हमारा, बाकी पेमेंट के लिए हमें जो मैंने देखा मार्केट प्लेसेस में इतना इशू नहीं मिला, रिटर्न्स में हमें मेनली इशू मिला।
तो मतलब आपके लिए EasyReco ने वो जो रिटर्न्स का एक ह्यूमंगस प्रॉब्लम था वो बड़ी स्मूथली सॉल्व कर दिया है, एंड यू आर नाउ एबल टू गेट एक्शनेबल डेटा टू रिपोर्ट इट बैक टू मार्केट प्लेस।
Correct, and every week I raise the claim actually on the basis of the EasyReco reports.
Okay, great.
And you won't believe that we are on 80 to 90% accepting of claim.
वाह। और मुझे लगता है कि ग्रोथ जर्नी के अंदर सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट एस्पेक्ट जो हमको डिफाइन करनी चाहिए, मेट्रिक जो डिफाइन करना चाहिए, वो ये है कि आपकी स्केलेबिलिटी क्या है। हमारे पास हर कंपनी में होता है कि जी सेल्स आने के लिए, मार्केटिंग करने के लिए बहुत बड़ी टीम्स हैं, बट जब हमको पता लगता है कि जी रिकंसिलिएशन के चक्कर में हम बहुत सारा पैसा खो रहे हैं, ऑब्वियसली मार्केटिंग के ऊपर भी स्पेंड जा रहा है, बट दिस स्लो पॉइजन इज गोज अनआइडेंटिफाइड फॉर अ गुड पीरियड ऑफ टाइम। तो जितनी जल्दी हम अपनी जर्नी में ये चीजों पर काम करना शुरू कर देंगे, आई थिंक स्केलिंग, देन फ्रॉम योर पर्सपेक्टिव आप अपने सीईओ को लिखकर दे देंगे, भाई बढ़ाओ ऑर्डर, 5x ले आओ, 6x ले आओ, हम मैनेज कर लेंगे।
Correct. And actually, before EasyReco, we lost a lot of money. Actually, yeah, that's why. So हमने बहुत कुछ खोया है इस बीच रिटर्न्स के उसमें, तो इसलिए तो आई नो क्या वैल्यू होती है रिटर्न्स।
बिल्कुल। और सबसे बड़ी बात होती है कि जिस दिन वो रियलाइज होता है ना कि हमने इतना पैसा खो दिया है, उस दिन भाई पहाड़ टूट जाता है कि कैसे गया। Thank you, Ashmi. Thanks a lot for your insights and your, how EasyReco has helped your company, how EasyReco has helped Assembly solve a huge chunk of problem which you guys are facing. And we are delighted to have, as a successful, I'll say, case study where we have been able to deliver some result through our product. As you know, products are ever evolving. Products जो हैं आज की डेट में EasyEcom भी एक मैच्योर प्रोडक्ट होने के बावजूद भी हर दिन कुछ ना कुछ ऐड ऑन होता जा रहा है. So we strive at EasyReco also to keep on improving, adding more channels, and helping out our customers identify those leakages and help them take action on. Thank you, Ashwini. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you. So guys, now I think, Piyush, what do we have next on to the discussion today? Great.
I think it was a great discussion between you and Ashwini. Ashwini also shared some great results that you guys received. I think at the end, what matters is results. So I think we can move on to Q&A session, where if anyone has any questions, we'd be happy to answer that.
Right. I think I see a few questions onto the Q&A tab. Somebody mentioned that, what all marketplaces do we have? And Varun from our team has replied that, we have Amazon, Flipkart, Myntra, Meesho, and I think a couple of more marketplaces. LimeRoad, yes, it's into the pipeline. Somebody asked that, do we need EasyEcom platform also with EasyReco to work? Well, boss, the main output would come when the orders would flow into EasyReco seamlessly as and when they're dispatched from your warehouse. Though we get data from the marketplace also, but fundamentally we need the data when did you dispatch the order versus when the marketplace tells us that you have dispatched the order. So the source of truth lies with you. We are doing payment reconciliation not with what the marketplace is paying you, but we are doing the reconciliation. We are doing the reconciliation with the money which you have received, right? So the source of truth is you. So if you implement EasyEcom in your organization, you will get a lot of information. Obviously, you'll be streamlining your processes using EasyEcom, but a lot of actionable data flows from EasyEcom to EasyReco, where EasyReco then does the computation, matches it with your rate card of your marketplace, identifies when you have received the return in your warehouse. when you have received the return in your warehouse. If you don't have EasyEcom integrated, how would EasyReco that know that when you receive the return in your warehouse? So I think it would add up a lot of value if you have EasyEcom also into your organization. Before I pick up a few more questions, we have Mr. Puneet Gupta, CEO of EasyEcom with us. Hi, Puneet. We can't hear you.
Hello, am I audible now?
Yes, Puneet. Hi, good evening. You're audible.
Hi guys. Good evening. Sorry, I got stuck in the meeting. And finally I'm able to join. Good to see so many of you. It's really heartening to see people who are interested in the solution that we are providing. I hope Nikhil and Piyush and team were able to give a good introduction of what we are doing and the kind of problems we are solving. I'm personally very excited to talk about this new offering that we have launched few months back. I'm happy to answer any questions or clear any doubts.
Right. Puneet, if you could tell our audience, though we took our audience through a very detailed discussion about how big the problem is and how actually it hits the bottom line, it would be great if you could give some practical, use cases, how actually you have seen brands facing and how they eventually suffered. A couple of examples, some story we'd like to hear it from you.
So I'll just say two things from personal experience. One, before starting EasyEcom as a EasyEcom and EasyReco as tech solutions, we actually started as a seller ourselves, right? So I'll tell my story first, right? Where we were a trader on platforms like Flipkart, Amazon, and all of that. And honestly, personally, even though we were techies, bunch of techies, essentially doing some online business ourselves, we actually could not reconcile our own business, and that is when we started to put together a little bit of tools, a little bit of scripts to try to figure out what exactly is going on. And really, if you ask me honestly, I still don't know if the business that we did before EasyEcom, if that made us any money or not. Honestly, I have no idea, right? So and we consider ourselves obviously decently educated and all that. So imagine the plight of people who come from traditional business backgrounds, who have expertise in manufacturing, brand building, and all of that. How will they make sense of all this complexity that basically comes along in the accounting and financing of essentially e-commerce? The second thing I would like to just a little quick story. I just came from visiting a customer of ours, a publicly listed company, right? And in fact, the entire day we were talking about only one problem, which was how to do accounting properly and how to do the reconciliation. And that is where I got stuck because the meeting got extended, so they wouldn't let
The problem
me
is
leave.
that huge.
So no, it's a big problem. I think it is the approach. We have to take the right approach and we have to learn from each other, and that is the only way to kind of solve this problem for all of us. So very proud and happy to be able to contributing towards solving this for this community.
Great. Thanks a lot, Puneet, for your insights. And I feel, be that a new D2C brand, be that a new seller on any marketplace, be that a listed company, this reconciliation problem is huge. And that is for the fundamental reason that there are non-standardized approaches which are being followed. And the moment when people like you come in and solve the problems, your focus then comes upon standardizing the things for them and then giving them outputs which are scalable, which can be automated, with actionable insights which can be automated. So glad, and I see another, like you said, you shared your own story. I think the personal experience helps in building the products and building solutions a long way. Great. So guys, let's pick up some more questions from the tab. How we activate EasyEcom, Reco and demo in there. So Devi, please share your contact details. You can reach out to our onto the email. Our team will reach out to you and they'll help you activate EasyEcom reconciliation, and they'll also show you the demo of it. Then we have a question: does EasyReco provide customized reports like commission or marketing charges we have charged during a specific period of time? Well, Prashant, there are a lot of standard reports which are available in EasyReco, which answer all these queries. But certain times we have seen that there are enterprises who like to see their MIS or their reporting in a certain way, or maybe some more exploited or drilled down way, which is beyond the the limits of the standard reporting which is available with the product. We have another product which is into Insights, which is a full-blown business intelligence tool which integrates with EasyEcom, EasyReco, and gives you reporting as per your convenience, reporting as per your internal management information system, and as per your flexibility. So how much you charge for an order? Please get in touch with somebody from our team would get in touch with you. Devi, is rate card automated or we have to import manually? This is something, a manual effort. Rate cards are not available over the APIs from the marketplaces. So we have to set up the rate card manually once. And you need to little bit monitor, like whenever a rate card change happens, you get a notification from the marketplace saying that the rate card for such and such category has been changed. You need to update it into EasyReco. So that is something which you need to do manually. And then we are in EasyEcom. We'll move to EasyReco. Thanks a lot. And then may I know the pricing? Would case log be done automatically? No, Abhinav. The case logging so far from EasyReco is not automatic. We are trying to build that functionality. The reason we have not done this automatic is, again, that marketplaces do not provide APIs or integration to raise the case and track the case automatically. We have seen a few products in the industry which help raise those cases, but as per our analysis, that's going to trouble you down the line. Maybe your account might get blocked because that is done through scraping and all those things, hacks around. So we are talking to marketplaces where they can enable integrations for us so that we can do the case logging automatically. So direct answer to you, so far it's not there, but we are thinking about bringing it into the pipeline. How to handle frequent rate changes by the marketplace? Again, I think I addressed your question. Do we need, we addressed this question. Piyush, any other question which you think has come up, which has not been addressed?
People want to know how they can reach out to us. So you can share your numbers here in the chat box. We can reach out to you, or you will also get an option after logging out from here onto a sign up page where you can fill your details and we'll connect with you. And if you are already an EasyEcom's existing customer, you can reach out to your account manager and we will be happy to help you out and show you a demo again, right, to help you out.
Great. So guys, I think we have overshot by around 15 minutes or so from the stipulated time which we had requested you to take out for us. This is a final call for any questions anybody has. Please type in your question into the question answer tab and we are happy to address them. Prashant says, how does it handle payment reconciliation for website sales? I mean, payments come through payment gateways, directly integrated with payment gateways. Well, Prashant, there are certain payment gateways which provide the settlement data over APIs, and when you connect with our team, you can let us know which payment gateway you exactly use, and we'll figure it out whether we'll let you know whether we can automatically fetch the payments, like payment gateways, like I think Razorpay or something. They have those interfaces where we can pull up that data. And in case if it's not there, you can simply pull in the settlement report of that payment gateway into EasyReco, and boom, the reconciliation would start working. There is another very important aspect of COD reconciliation. You know, your payments again come from not only prepaid payment gateways, but from COD. I think you can import that data also from your logistic partner, the settlement report which you get, and your reconciliation would start kicking in. See, fundamentally, we need to understand it's not about just the manual effort to import the payment, but the reconciliation which happens after that and which takes a lot of time for you to figure out. Yes, rebates and incentives can be managed. Our team would help you out understand how the functionality works. There are rebates. There are you can select a certain period into which you have a rebate which you have accepted from marketplace. Do we have to log in our details into EasyReco? I think that's answered. Reco of quantity and payment is good capability of system. Thank you, Mayank. I think Praful has raised his hand. Praful, if you could please type in your question, we'll be more than happy to address your question. Somebody raised a question: is EasyEcom similar to OMS Guru? Though I avoid talking about my competition onto public forums, but somebody has asked it. Let me talk about it. Boss, see, EasyEcom is a full-blown, we call it your ERP for your e-commerce business. What does an ERP encompass? You might have used some certain ERPs. You must have seen SAP, ERP Next, or any other ERP. ERP has those capabilities to address all the necessities of all the departments. Your management looking at customized reports. I'm not sure whether that's available in OMS Guru, but we have an add-on which can help you build your own MIS reports, own customized reports off the shelf. We have EasyReco, which is an add-on onto EasyEcom apart from the complete product which EasyEcom focuses on. And let me tell you a couple of important things where my customers have tasted success and tasted substantial benefit after using EasyEcom. Did anybody check out that paperless webinar? If not, then please go and check it out. You'll find it on our YouTube channel. We help companies improve the efficiency by taking their operations paperless. Our customers have achieved, a benefit of approximately 30 to 35% when they adopted the processes which we recommend. People have come up on public forums and told us that, Nikhil, आप कागजों में लिखते हो 30-35%, हमने अचीव कर लिया है वो बेनिफिट. वेबिनार खोलिए, पुराना पेपरलेस ऑपरेशंस, and do check it out. So that is the sort of difference we bring on into the industry. And hello, did I forget telling we have a fulfillment guarantee into our contracts? Nobody does that. Talk to our representatives and they'll tell you what is fulfillment guarantee, which EasyEcom promises. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for taking out time for these wonderful last 1 hour, where we talked about what we are trying to do, what sort of problems you should focus on. Thank you, Ashwini, for joining in. Thank you, Puneet, for joining in. Over to you, Piyush. If there's anything you can take up, and then let's wrap up.
Yeah, I think we can wrap it up. Also, we are sharing the link in the chat box for our previous webinar, just Nikhil Rishi was talking about HST devices. So we'll share the link. You can go through that. Of course, you will get some new insights from there, and you will be able to understand in a bit more detail what EasyEcom can do for you as a system. It can solve your B2C order processing, your B2B order processing, your complete warehouse management, inventory management. Everything can be solved through EasyEcom.
And I think fulfillment guarantee kills my competition. Great. Let's wrap it up. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining in. See you into the next webinar. If there's anything where we could help you out, please reach out. Please reply to the webinar email which you had got, and you can reply to that also. Thank you for joining in. See you in the next webinar.
Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for the support.